What's up, bitches? It's
Hi.
Yo-Yo.
And Nikki Fuego.
And we just wanted to pop in right before this episode 3 because it did not turn out the way we wanted it to. Well, visually, at least.
Yeah. Girl, I looked at like a busted sidewalk. I ain't gonna lie.
Girl, you couldn't even see me because I kept blending in with the blurred background. Like
he was getting abducted mid
okay.
podcast.
I swear to God, my webcam is racist.
For real, girl.
It said, nobody's sitting in the foreground. Not this blue just not sitting in the foreground.
Nope.
Girl.
It's a painting on the wall. What you mean? Technology was not in our favor that day.
It was not. So we decided, just because out of our comfortability, it's not worth watching, but it is worth listening to. Yep. So go ahead and listen to this podcast and enjoy.
Enjoy, bitches.
Bye.
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mama's House. This is episode 3. I am Nikki Fuego.
And I am YoYo-Iziah.
My favorite ho-ho.
Okay, your favorite ho-ho, but not really though.
Exactly. Yes. Welcome back. How you doing this week, girl?
I'm doing okay. I'm pretty hot right now. We burning up.
Yeah, so girl, it's a hot day.
It is hot. So by the end of this episode, if I'm wearing no makeup, that's why.
You looking fierce as though with that lion leopard looking girl anamorphin over here.
We giving a little feline fierceness today.
I love it. Yes, work, bitch. You better work it out.
And for you, I'm digging the vampy look.
Thank you.
I really
bruised look. You know, beaten and battered from the dating scene.
Oh, the dating scene. All right. I think that's what we're talking about today too, right?
Yes, we're talking a little bit of gay dating. You know, the community and Grindr. Scruff, all those good ones.
I've actually never used Scruff, so we're good. Have you used Scruff before?
Yes, girl, I've used all of them. eHarmony, Christian Mingles, girl.
Oh, girl.
I've had an account, girl.
We need to get you a VH1 show, like Nikki Fuego looking for love
in all the wrong places.
Okay, because I agree. Last week we talked about music, and that was a really fun episode.
I loved that episode. It's so cool, like talking about creating something and then seeing it come to life and sharing that with people. It's fun.
I know, so much fun. So if you guys haven't seen that episode, make sure you tune in and watch episod 1 and 2, because we're now on episode 3 and you're going to want to keep up, because today's episode is going to get juicy.
Juicy, girl. How do you feel about Grindr? Because I know everybody has a mixed emotions when it comes to Grindr, just because the way society is right now. So how do you feel about it?
Okay, so the concept of the app I really like, because when you're in, I guess, like the LGBTQ space, it is difficult to meet somebody unless you go to a club. So, and if you're into the whole like club scene and going out and drinking and finding people that way, then it's really easy to meet other homosexuals. But if you're not into that scene, it becomes very difficult, because what do? Like, I do all normal things. I go to the grocery store, I, go shopping and blah, blah, blah. But am I supposed to know that the person right over there is also gay and I can go talk to them? Yep. And there's a whole safety thing there. So I really love the concept of Grindr and these like location-based dating apps.
Yeah.
But Grindr itself, I feel like, has a lot of work that could be done to it for it to be a better app.
Yes, I agree. And for me, it's like that is kind of Grindr is how I was kind of introduced to the gay culture. Just because when I was introduced to it, I was closeted and I was going to a Christian college at the time. Mm-hmm. And I, was really struggling with my identity. And that was a very easy way to find and meet people on the DL and very low key about it.
Right.
But again, there are very opposite sides to it.
Yeah, there are.
There's a dark side. That's why I'm beaten and bruised today, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I have mixed emotions on it too. Cause like sex is important to me. And so like one of the only ways that you can find somebody else who's interested in sex is these dating apps. That's one of their main premises, is for hooking up. And so, but at the same time, it comes with all of the all the daggers and the negatives and bullshit.
See, drama. And interesting that you just said that. And this is what I get a lot of the time on Grindr. I'm not a very like sexual person unless I'm in a relationship. So I can meet somebody, you could be super fucking hot, I could be totally attracted to you, but until we build some sort of connection, then I won't be sexually attracted to you.
Yeah.
So I get that a lot when I'm on Grindr because I'll be trying to have an actual conversation. So
Yeah.
I'll like want to know what you do, like what are your hobbies, what are you passionate about? Oh, that's cool. Have you gone to any art exhibits in the area? You like, like actually asking real question. Okay, this blur is just not cute.
Very
But like
animated.
asking general questions, and I will get people replying to me like, why are you trying to get to know me? This is a hookup app.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And that's so weird.
And but you just said it too. You said the main premise of the app is for hookups.
Yeah, but
So
it's one of. I feel like
yeah.
you can't go into there thinking that like that's all people want to do. You know what I mean? Because then that's like you're also limiting yourself to meeting somebody else. Because
Right.
when I first started doing it, that's all I was using it for. Because that's what I thought I thought that was normal. And so it took me a few years to realize that that's not normal, and then finally getting out of it. And now that I'm trying to go into it for the right reasons, it's still all the traumatic bullshit.
Now you're hitting the wall. Well,
Yeah.
hitting a harder wall because
Yep.
what you want is just not being produced.
Nope. Especially in Missouri, girl.
Yeah. Okay, so it's interesting. So you first started out by using the dating apps for the whole hookup, and that was because you were DL yourself.
Yeah, and I thought that's what it meant to be gay, was to just like sleep around, and I thought that's how literally the gay people met each other. I didn't think there was any other way, especially because I was going to a mega church, private school,
Right.
Christian, everything very religious, and so I had to be super discreet and everything. And in a town of 300,000 people, it's very hard to get by with that kind of stuff. So Grinder was really the only way, and it was
Right.
successful, and so it perpetuated that behavior. Um, and it led me to coming out a few years later. So, and
So,
that's where I found my first boyfriend.
huh. Well, that's where I found my first hookup. But I think that's where I found my first hookup. It's been such a long time ago.
For real, right? Yeah, because it's goes back to exactly what you were saying about like how whenever and I still have this problem, like even if I'm going to like a very LGBT plus place, I don't know who's gay and who's not gay.
Right.
So I don't know who to hit on and who like who's okay. And like you said, safety factor. Like I don't want to get punched in the face or something
Right.
for hitting on somebody who's
Exactly.
not gay. And so, especially when I was in Springfield and going through that thing, that was like even more of a thing. I was like, okay, Grinder is the only thing I can do. And then I found Scruff, and Scruff was similar a few years later. And then, eHarmony and Christian, all these things. Like,
Yeah.
it's just it's almost like it was a freedom for me because I was coming out after 25 years, 24 years,
Right.
and experiencing these things for the first time. And so it was like very gluttonous for me to like indulge myself in all this because I couldn't get enough of it. Because I was like, oh my God, yes, this is what I want.
I
And
feel
now
that.
we're unpacking all of it.
Okay, exactly. So nobody told you to download like Grindr and use it as a hookup app. This was just kind of from you diving in on your own and you figured out like this is the way this works.
Yeah, I was basically like, this is so stupid, but I feel like the people around our age are Google babies to where
Yeah.
we like Google fucking everything. And so growing up, that's all I did because I didn't have my family wouldn't fucking tell me to do shit.
Right.
And they wouldn't tell me the truth. So I had to literally source all of my information. And I just saw like a bunch of ways that people were meeting people. And Grinder was obviously marketing heavy then when they first came out. And so I saw that and it was really sketch back then, but I was like, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, it was real
And
sketch back then.
yep. And then it's so weird because like, and I totally believe in manifesting this, but as soon as I downloaded it, like a few days later, somebody in school made a comment and was joking and making fun of Grinder. And I was
Hmm.
like, that's weird. Like 2 days after I downloaded, that's just not, I don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
And so that told me, I was like, okay, so like people know about it, like this is real, like people are actually using this. So it was always like this reinforcement, like this is what you need to be doing.
When I first downloaded like Grindr and all that, it was literally to meet somebody that I had similar interests with. And
Interesting.
I got a lot of that like, hey, are you like they use a lot of the lingo that I didn't know what it meant back then.
Yep.
And we'll get into that in a second
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
little
There's a
bit.
lot.
Yeah, a little later on. But people would ask me things and I'd be like, I don't know what that means. Or people would have like a conversation with me and we'd be going back and forth. How are you? Where are you from? And then they'd be like, oh, we should chill sometime. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go to the movies.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, how about you come over to my house? And then, and you know, I'm naive and young at that first time when I do it. So I'm like, okay, cool, go over there. And then they're immediately like hands all over me, trying to kiss me, trying to like touch me. And I'm like, excuse me, like we're just hanging out. I'm still getting to get to know you. And they were like, oh, you knew what you were coming over here for. And I'm like, I absolutely did not.
Yeah, no, I hate that shit. It's
Yeah.
just so presumptuous.
And but it's so interesting because your first encounters with like Grindr and these dating apps, like just from being on them and from Googling, researching it, you figured
Yep.
out that it was like a hookup app. But
Yep.
for me, I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that
Yeah.
it was a hookup app, but
That's
people's
crazy.
behavior towards me was mainly for a hookup, but I had no idea that that was the intention.
Yeah, that's crazy. So how, like, did it, was it like a repetitive thing over and over that kept happening, situations like that kept happening and then like how many times did it happen before you're like, okay, I can't do this?
Well, of course, your naivety goes away after a couple of times.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I would say the first probably 10 people who I've ever talked to on Grindr, this is to you guys. Congratulations, you got me.
Ain't that some shit?
Because like the first 10 people, I gave it to their bullshit, didn't have pictures under their profiles. I would still reply, had no information, like, you know, like, and I would give into the bullshit and think that
Yeah.
people were actually trying to figure out something about me.
Right.
But now I know the tricks and I know. So I ask the questions that I want to know. What are you looking for straight up? And they're like, oh, hang out, somebody to hang out with. What does that mean to you? And like, I ask those deeper questions.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if you don't want to answer them, then I don't want to talk to you anyway,
Right.
because like
Yeah.
what kind of relationship or even friendship. And when I say relationship, I don't always mean romantic. It could be
Right.
friendship, it could be
Absolutely
anything.
platonic. Yeah.
But like what kind of relationship where like the other person doesn't answer your questions?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, because that's basic communication, bro.
yeah, basic communication. So now I go about it completely different. I ask you a question, I ask your intentions, of course, naturally. Like I'm not just straight in your face. What the you want?
Spit it out.
And if I see red flags along the way, I trust them now.
Yes.
And I just
Oh, girl, say it again.
I trust them. I let them be. Oh, you got a red flag, baby. I don't need you to explain.
Nope.
It's okay. We've been down this road before, so no.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, how many do you ever have like issues with people either botting you or phishing you or like trying to get your personal information?
Yes.
I don't understand why people are coming on a hookup app to get that kind of information. Like, why are you? I literally was talking to this guy for 3 days. 3 days. And then he asked me for my phone number, and I was like, well, I usually just give out my Snapchat, and then like if things go further, then I'll give you my phone number, because I don't like giving out my phone number. And he's like, well, I have Snapchat. And I was like, oh my God, whatever, you're really hot, I'll give you my phone number. Yeah. So I gave him my phone number, and then literally 20 minutes later, I got a text message from like a loan company wanting to offer me a loan.
What?
And it had his initials in the email. And I was like, what are you doing coming on a hookup app marketing loans to people? Like, that's so fucking weird. What a weird marketing strategy.
So hold on. So he was like a sales rep and
yes.
He needed leads.
Yes. He was generating leads through Grindr.
Wow.
And that's not the first time that's happened, but it's usually like things that are kind of associated with that, like different parties and like organizations and stuff like that. But it's never been something that random.
Wow.
Like a loan.
Okay, that's never happened to me before.
Do I look like I need a loan?
No, girl.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No.
There may be no nails, but I don't need no loan.
Before we go on a break, is there anything else you want to talk about, like just Grindr or any of these dating apps as a whole?
I would just say if you are going into this area and trying to dip your toe in it, to just take everything with a grain of salt and not too serious.
Yeah.
And to just live by your truth and know what you want when you're going into it. Because if you don't, you're going to get taken advantage of every time.
Oh, that is the best advice. I don't even have anything else to say because of that. That is perfect. Yeah. That is perfect.
I wish I would have known that.
I know, seriously, you have to go in being yourself, knowing what you want, and don't allow, because people on there are scammers. They're manipulative. They know how to talk. They know how to get what they want. So as long as you know what you want, don't allow anybody to push you outside of your comfort zone.
Yep. Because that shit can get dangerous real quick.
Real quick. If you don't want to meet at their house, don't meet at their house. If they say, well, then fine, we're not meeting, then be like, okay, bye. We ain't meeting then.
And if there's a safe word established, establish that and own that and commit to that. And if they don't, leave.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
again, shit will get dangerous.
Oof.
Men are gross.
Even the gay men.
Yeah, even gay men.
Okay, so we will be back. We're going to take a quick, like 15-second break, and then we'll be back to talk about gay lingo that we hear on the app, and then just our favorite lingo words in general. So we'll be right back on Mama's House.
I'm up in the streets, yeah, in those Sunday seats, praying every day, no matter what they say. Yes, asking for the dick, no, nothing thick. Make it dance, bob and wob, make it drop, catch a cop, shut the knob, take a swab on the job. Bitches faint, can't relate, give it to 'em, never late. Overhill.
All right, bitch, we are back.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Back again.
welcome back. Hey, welcome back. Hey, welcome back. Hey, welcome back.
You can't see me. My bumblebee's dancing.
Your bumblebees. Okay, speaking of dating apps, you will encounter a lot of different words, a lot of different ways people asking you to do some questionable things, some not so questionable things, but it's the lingo of the gay dating apps. Okay.
Yeah.
So Miss Nikki, off the top of your head, what is one gay lingo word that you encounter on these
Sounding.
apps? Sounding
multiple times. SOUNDING.
Sounding. Okay,
Sounding.
I've never heard of sounding before.
I want you to guess. If you could just take a random, like if you were to think of that, what would be the first thing that comes to your head?
Okay, so can I get some context? Like,
yeah,
what would be a sentence?
I have a sounding kit.
I have a sounding kit.
Yep. And would you like to participate in some sounding experiences?
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, so when I think of sounding, I think of moaning. So if somebody has a sounding kit, that means they want to have sex.
So sounding, I don't know how much we're gonna have to bleep with this, but so sounding is basically tools and devices that let you stretch the male urethra.
Oh, girl, what?
And to the point where you can then have intercourse. Urethra intercourse.
Y'all can't see my face, but I'm disgusted. Wait, hold on. But wait, I'm okay. Wait. I'm more shook that you said multiple times a day. People ask you sounding.
I've had this happen multiple times. Yes.
Oh, multiple times. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying multiple times a day. I was like, what kind of people live in Missouri?
But a lot of them have been from Missouri.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely never heard of that.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so if you're listening right now, let us know on Twitter. Have you heard of the gay lingo sounding?
Yeah.
I've literally never heard of it before, so let us know on Twitter. Sounding.
It was very traumatizing when they had to explain to me what that was, and I was like, no, I will not. And they're like, will you at least dock?
I've heard of docking.
And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he explained it to me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, docking's pretty the same. It's pretty almost the same.
It's pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to have the right anatomy for it.
Gert? Oh yeah, you got to be uncircumcised.
Yeah, one of you do.
Yeah, one of you have to be uncircumcised. One lingo word that I see on dating apps all the time, and I never knew what it was D&D.
D&D. I actually see that too, and I don't know what that means.
Oh, so you still don't know what it means?
No.
So people will say D&D free. You've seen that on a profile before?
Yeah.
All right, take a guess. What do you think it means? D&D.
I mean, obviously it's not do not disturb, but that's immediately where my head goes.
Yeah, same. That's what I thought too. But then I was like, why would somebody put in their profile do not disturb?
Yeah. Do not disturb free. Yeah. D&D.
Quick guess.
Domesticated in dicks.
Domesticated in dicks. Okay, so this one actually is a good one. It means drug and disease free.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so those
Well,
profiles
no
with the
wonder they didn't
DN
message me back.
girl. So if you guys are going to go see a Nikki Fuego show, make sure you bring protection for sitting in the audience.
Because I'll make it rain, girl.
Okay. Make it acid rain, bitch. What is your favorite gay lingo word of all time and why?
Bussy.
Bussy.
Yes.
Bust that
Bussy,
bussy
because
open.
it's like, how like men, cis men, straight men, stereotypical, sorry, I'm stereotyping, the stereotypical really likes to shame and use the pussy word in a negative connotation. I like to reclaim it and have our own version of it and be like, no, I have a bussy and you gonna like it, and it is what it is. Like, empower the
Okay.
bussy. And
Yes.
because I see women are empowering the pussy word now, so
Okay.
we need to take the bussy from them before they get it.
Okay. Bussy is a good word. It always
Yes.
it always catches me off guard.
Yep, it's
Like-
exactly. It's always a shock factor.
Yeah, you be like, I'm about to bust this bussy open. Like, girl, okay,
Oh.
you better
About to
get
do
the
what?
you better get the bussing. Better get the busting that bussy, babe.
Yeah, get it, girl. Bussy coming on the next album, girl.
My favorite.
Yeah, what's yours?
Mine would have to be an amplifier word, so it would be boots or back boots. Have you heard of that?
No, neither one of them.
Okay, so there are different types of gay lingo, but in the urban and I'll say like in the black space, we have some certain words, and one of them is boots or back boots. So if somebody was like say you're really drunk and you're slurring your words,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, damn, she no. Hold on. Okay, I gotta think of this. Let me work out a scenario. See, gay lingo is hard. It's hard to just come up with an example.
It is.
Because it's so natural.
It's reading.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Okay, I got it. So if you're really drunk in the club and I see you over there, and I'd be like, damn, Nikki is drunk boots. So that means you are very, very, very drunk. Like,
interesting.
And now say so that's the initial statement. So I'd be like, damn, Nikki is drunk boots. Then you start walking over to us and you trip and fall. Then I'd be like, never mind, Nikki is drunk back boots.
Oh my God. Wow. That's so interesting.
So boots is just an amplifier word. So anything you add it to it, it means like really, like, damn, you really drunk, or you really, and then if you add back to it, then now you're really, really
It's
drunk.
kind of like cap and no cap. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my favorite, because like in any situation, like you just be like, damn, you drunk boots. And then you trip, you're like, damn, you drunk back boots. God damn. All right, so on Twitter, let us know your favorite gay lingo word that you've heard or that you used. Let us know on mamasdraghaus on Twitter.
Twitter.
All right, we want to take us to our break, Miss Fuego.
Yes. We're gonna introduce this song. Listen closely. Whatever it is, you can stream it on Spotify.
whatever song you're about to hear on this next part, just listen to it. All right.
Listen, all
right. Bye.
Tell me that you care, show me that you're there. I don't see the fairness, can you even bear this? Hit him with the fan game, gotta make it feel shame. Pull up the receipts, count out the defeats. Do you even know me? How you gonna love me? Giving me facials, giving me creams, fucking me out of my dreams, planning out my life. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that 15 seconds. If you didn't, you can enjoy more of it after this podcast at Spotify and iTunes at your favorite streaming platform.
And if you want more than 15 seconds, then hit me up on Twitter, YoYo-Iziah.
Free admission till the end of September. Back to school special.
Okay, back to school special, accepting DMs right now.
Must be 21 and older.
Okay, must be 25 and older. Actually, 28 and older. I don't have time, bitch. I do not have time.
Amen, girl. And a credit score of 650 and above.
No, seriously. Okay.
Okay, Miss Yo, I have to ask you.
Yeah.
Does using gay dating apps like Grindr and all those, does that make you hate the gay culture? Does it make you enjoy the gay culture? Like, how does that affect your experience?
So that question alone is the whole reason why this episode is this episode.
Yep.
Because for me, I honestly, and it's sad because I know it's not true, but I really dislike, and sometimes to the point where I say hate, the gay culture, the gay scene, the whole gay, just everything that it entails from using these dating apps. I sometimes get so fed up with it, I will delete my profile and I won't touch Grindr for like another, like for 3 months, a whole quarter. Won't
I'm in that
download
quarter
anything
right now, girl.
Okay, delete it, delete all my profiles, and I won't even try to even approach or look for anything gay related or person or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say
Do you
yeah.
see that as a form of self-sabotage?
Yes, absolutely.
Me and my therapist talked about that, and it blew my mind. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it absolutely. So how do you feel about that? Like, why do you see it as a form of self-sabotage?
Because like so a perfect example, like 2 months ago, I was talking to this guy, and it was a very genuine conversation. Literally nothing indicated towards sexual tension at all. It was like I literally tapped the hi and I said hi. And in his profile, he said he was looking for friends. And I'm like, okay, same. And so genuine conversation. We were asking each other about things, asking about what we do for a living, stuff like that, getting to
Right.
know each other.
Right.
And literally just like it hit me so wrong because it was in such an inappropriate part of the conversation that I felt like I was 12 again. And I'm like, I'm 28, almost 29. Like, I'm done with this shit and infuriating. He basically was like, just literally in the middle, point blue, like nothing had to do with the conversation. Was like, so how's your butt? Like asking me like what kind of butt I have.
Right.
And I haven't even indicated anything, whether I'm not even interested in him. He wasn't even my type. Like, I was just trying to find a friend. And so like, it was an immediate, like, okay, I'm done. Like it pissed me off because I was
Right.
like, okay, I'm having a genuine conversation. Like, I'm finally past this host stage. Like, I want to actually like have a conversation. And he was telling like, I really enjoyed what he was saying. I really wanted, like, was looking forward to hanging out with him.
Right.
And then the second he says that, it's like it all completely shuts off. And it's like, wow, thank you for taking me through that emotional roller coaster for no reason.
No reason.
And then I immediately not deleted that, but I shut the app and I haven't opened it. And literally the next day he sent me another message, and I have like the where you could see like a preview, and he did like the emoji where it's like the puppy dog eyes and like the two fingers like this.
Yeah,
where he's like pouting, and I'm like, no, you know why I didn't respond is because
exactly
that was so inappropriate to our conversation.
Yep.
And I feel like such a prude responding that way, but it's like I've never been in the position where I'm not just trying to hoe out and I'm just trying to have a conversation. But I haven't literally opened the app since, and it's been 2 months. And I talked to my therapist about that, and she's like, why are you doing that to yourself? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm not doing anything to myself. I don't want to go on there because of this bullshit. And she's like, so you want to meet somebody and you complain about not being able to meet somebody, and then you have an opportunity to meet people, but you don't use it. And I was like, okay, Amanda.
Yeah, right.
Our hour is over today.
Okay. And that scenario that you just brought up is literally the worst. That's what actually makes me hate the app the most is when you're having a decent conversation with someone, because the one-off ones, like I always tell people, be honest in your first couple of messages. Like, tell me what you want. That's why I always say, what are you most passionate about? Or like, what brings you here? And I don't ask it as a cliche question. I ask it because I want you to truthfully answer. Because if you tell me straight on, oh, I'm looking for a hookup, then I'll say, okay, cool. That's not what I'm looking for. And then we can go our separate ways. And I haven't wasted my time. But when I ask, what are you looking for? And you say, oh, I'm looking for a friend, somebody I can hang out with, someone I can get to know, go places out with, etc., do all these things. And then if something happens from there, then cool. But that always, I've learned with in the gay dating app lingo, what that actually means is that I'm looking for someone to hook up with.
Yes. Yep.
And they don't want to just say flat out, I'm looking for a hookup. So they give you, oh, I want to get to know somebody and see where it goes from there. Basically,
it's a bait and switch.
Yeah, if you hang out with them for the first time and they enjoy where it's going, quote unquote, then they will hook up with you. Then that's what they mean. So so when you're having a full-fledged conversation with somebody and you're getting somewhere and you're getting to know them, and then they randomly send you a picture of their ass or randomly send you a picture of their dick, unsolicited. If you ask for it, cool. Or how's your butt? Or it goes this, then it's almost like someone stabbing you in the heart with a dagger.
It absolutely is. It's like, damn, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, so you didn't actually want to know about my art projects. Or you didn't want to actually plan a coffee date. You just want me to come over to your house so we can, quote unquote, chill.
Yeah, because that's being vulnerable. Like you're
Yeah.
exposing yourself, like you're opening yourself up to the possibilities of having a connection. And the only way to do that is to be vulnerable.
Exactly.
And then people take advantage of it.
Yep. Okay, let's speak about the prices of Grindr, bro.
Girl, did you know that they have $100 subscription?
Yeah, who's paying that?
$100 a month.
Who is
That's
paying that?
$1,200 a year just on Grindr. Why? Who needs that? Like,
Yeah, that's
first
crazy.
of all, I understand paying for sex at some point, like for certain scenarios and stuff like that. I'm not going to shame sex working.
Right.
For $100 a month, you could be getting a lot more than that.
Okay, $100 a month just to see extended profiles of people near you, guys.
Just to
near
have
you.
some added features and shit.
But it just shows, because I'm sure in order for them to reach at that price, people are paying it. So
absolutely.
So it just shows you how addictive a hookup app is for some people.
And I know that they're not the only one, because like I've been doing C# coding, so I've been learning how like app stores and stuff work.
Mhm.
And there's like tier codes and stuff, and they go all the way up to like fucking $1,200 tier codes for monthly subscriptions for apps and stuff. And I'm like, who is getting away with this?
Okay, people are paying for it. Do you feel like being on these dating apps has made you hate the gay community?
Yes and no. Like it's made me very frustrated with the community, because like I was saying, we know what it's like to be hated by everybody at some point and like feel very lonely, and like it's crazy to, like, I know hurt people, but like you would think a community of hurt people would heal people. And I hate that every single time I start to have a good experience into the community, something like this interaction with this guy happens and it completely obliterates it.
Right.
And like it's saying, like all the negatives outweigh any positive that I could ever have on there. Almost all of my boyfriends have come out of Grindr, and I don't regret any of those relationships because they were great relationships that I learned a lot, and I wouldn't have had them without Grindr.
Right.
But then on the flip side, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I wish people would just be their authentic self, because then if everybody's being their authentic self, then it's going to be easier for everybody to be their authentic self, and then nobody's going to be fake.
True.
You know what I mean?
And being your authentic self means that also being respectful.
Yeah.
Because like putting like no fats, no femmes, no Asians, no blacks, like stuff like that. Like, okay, I get it. You have a preference, but you don't need to state that on your profile, because all you're doing is creating division.
Yep.
All you have to do is just say you're not interested when somebody talks to you, and respectfully, or just not respond. Like, I mean, at this point, just don't respond to the people you don't like and respond to the people that you do.
Right. That's a whole other thing. Is the fucking ghosting. I feel like so whenever you're being ghosted, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But then there are appropriate times that you need to use ghosting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a double-edged sword. But that's what I hate about the gay community as a whole. There's a bunch of double-edged swords and a bunch of double standards.
Well, ghosting in the sense of if you're talking to somebody and you're having a conversation with them and you just stop out of nowhere, no reason, anything like that, that sucks on either end. If you're doing it or someone's doing it to you.
Yeah.
I don't consider, like, if somebody sends me a message, like if someone's like, hey, what's up? And I don't respond to them at all, I don't consider that ghosting.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just not responding.
Yeah, I'm just not responding, because I read profiles. I actually read everybody's profile. So sometimes somebody may send me a, hey, what's up? I go read your profile, and your profile could be a 6-foot twink looking for huge BBCs to be drilled into my nostrils and out of my earlobes and blah, blah, etc. like that, and looking for now. If I'm on, that means I'm looking. And I'm like, okay, this is not for me.
Yep. And next one.
So I just don't respond. There's no reason, because your profile says it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I totally respect. Do you ever use the block feature?
Yes, all the time.
Okay, how do you use it? Because I'm just now realizing that there are other ways to use it other than just blocking people.
What do you mean?
Like people use it to free up their filter. Like if they're in a like highly dense populated area, they'll go through and blocking a bunch of people so more people show up on their feed. I
didn't even think of doing. You know what? I'm about to start blocking bitches. All right.
Yes.
That was fun.
I hope you guys learned a lot. Let us know on Grindr some of your experiences that you've heard.
Let us know on Grindr.
I meant to say, let us know on Twitter some of your experiences that you've had on some of these gay dating apps. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you agree with this? Do you not agree with this? Let us know at Mama's Drag House on Twitter.
Yes, I want to know your stories.
Yes, let it spill the tea, girl.
Yeah, let
Send
us know.
screenshots. Awesome. So what we talk about next week, Yo-Yo?
I think we're gonna talk about fashion, baby.
Fashion.
Fashion,
No
runway,
capes.
baby. No capes. Yes. We're gonna be talking about fashion, and this will be a good episode because we got two different perspectives.
Yep.
Yeah, you've been making outfits, you've had outfits made, you've been on the stage, and I'm just starting with the whole outfit fashion side. So
and let me tell you, there's a lot to it, girl.
A lot. There's so much to it. Bitch, there's a lot to everything. Shit.
You're right.
All right, bitch. Well, I'm Yo-Yo.
And I'm Nikki Fuego.
And this is, what's this, bitch?
This is Mama's House.
Oh, it's Mama's House, girl.
Yes. Hope you got your plate full, girl.
All right. So we will see you next time on Mama's House.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.